While the general election may not be until November, some voters in central New York will be heading to the polls in a few weeks to vote in the primary elections.
On June 23rd, Syracuse Democrats will be voting on a candidate for the race for Councilor at Large. I met the candidates for that seat to learn more about what sets each of them apart. Even though Cjala Surratt, Helen Hudson, and Moise Laub are running against each other, you'll find they agree on a lot. All of them support good cause eviction, look to tackle longtime Syracuse problems like lead pipes and I-81, and are zeroing in on housing access as a key issue. Rather than their plans for the road ahead, it seems as though what separates each of these candidates is how they got here. Helen Hudson has spent 12 years on Syracuse's Common Council and is running to keep control of the seat. She says her experience is her strength.
I have historical knowledge when it comes to City Hall, and I know that when you're talking about moving projects along, a lot of it is legislation. We actually go back a couple of years to amend these different pieces of legislation that I'm familiar with.
It's a contrast to her opponents, both of whom are first-time candidates. Coincidentally, veteran Moise Laub also believes his new perspective is exactly what Syracuse needs.
I used to work for the federal government. I feel like I have a lot of lessons learned about how federal government can impact work and what sort of services that the government provides, and what role does government play in our lives.
Syracuse native and small business owner Cjala Surratt hasn't worked for government before, but has worked in advisory positions for community organizations that fund artists throughout New York State.
I had the opportunity to work on artist employment and guaranteed income, in which I brought over $2 million of support to Syracuse, New York. I also think that I'm very focused on things like generative AI and thinking about how do we have more robust guardrails around integrating that into our government.
Large can check for polling places near them at onondaga.gov. No Republicans are currently running for Councilor at Large, but some Republicans will be on the ballot for other races in Central New York. Visit your county's Board of Elections website for more details on how to vote June 23rd.